This is the Angels Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Angels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back to the latest edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast, coming at you live, as always, after every single Angels game right here on the Locked On Angels YouTube channel, and after the fact, both on the channel and wherever the heck you get the Locked On Angels audio podcast feed. If you don't know who I am, what's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area, spent 4 years covering UCLA sports with the Daily Bruin, and now in a year, not one, but two, with the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. Coming at you live from Vegas for a second straight night, and I've got a crazy and unfortunate story, in all honesty, about what happened to me today in Las Vegas. Part of the reason why I'm on today's show. So we'll get to that. Trust me, it's worth the wait, and not necessarily in the fun way, but certainly a story worth hearing. That all that being said, again, shout out to everybody in here as always. And the Angels lose this one tonight by a score of 6-2. Their 8-game win streak comes to an end, and what a great streak it was, and what a great streak we will hopefully start up very, very soon. But the Angels just didn't have it tonight in many different aspects. You know, the rare game where we actually don't get double-digit strikeouts as a lineup, only 7, and still had 9 hits, only 2 runs to show for it, though, and one of them kind of a useless run in the bottom of the 9th inning. And then in terms of the pitching, that's really where we didn't have it tonight. Soriano, not his best start, not his worst start, but not his best. And then unfortunately, Caden Dana gets called up, gets an opportunity to have a long relief role, and right away in his first day back with the club, comes in and unfortunately does not have a good showing at all. We'll jump into all that, but again, shout out to everybody in here. And yeah, it's just a frustrating one in the sense that you knew eventually the streak was going to end, and you knew that, you know, it probably would have been too hard to say you're going to win 10 in a row, win today and win tomorrow and have 3 straight sweeps. But it just felt like for me, there's always a few guys that you want to see do well, and not in terms of not necessarily just in terms of you like the player or something like that. In terms of you want guys that are going to be a part of the future of this team to do well. And you know how much I think highly of Jose Soriano and his potential. And obviously, it's impossible not to think Caden Dana has so much potential. But to see both of them fall short tonight, that was a little bit disappointing. And that's where we're going to start today's show off.
This is what you'll be talking about.
All right. Can you guys hear me? I guess got kicked out real quick. I guess the Paris, Las Vegas hotel Wi-Fi didn't like the yeah, everyone's in there commenting. They didn't like this is what we'll be talking about. I'm going to try it one more time. Let's see.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Okay, better that time. You all should be able to hear me. Good, you can. Just Eater said, I guess we won't be talking about anything. It's hilarious. But what we're going to be talking about is Jose Soriano and Caden Dana. 2 guys that in some regards are similar, right? In terms of their kind of pitching style, their potential, you know, their flaws right now. Certainly in terms of being guys that we are excited about for the future of this rotation. But they're similar in the sense that they're going to be wild at times, right? They're going to have high velocity. They're going to have high break. You know, they're going to have a good selection of pitches, but the pitch control, right? The ability to keep guys off the bases, whether it's leaving pitches over the heart of the plate or, missing the zone and walking guys, right? And so Jose Soriano, we've said it so many times, he's one of the best pitchers in all of baseball at forcing double plays. Him and Chuck Kohanowitz. The thing I criticize them with is because they get into so many double play situations and get out of some of them, they're a little too loose in terms of having guys get on base. And so, again, another day where you have 7 hits and 3 walks from Jose Soriano, And then Caden Dana, he comes in just three hits in 3 innings. So you see the upside, but you also see 4 walks, gives up a home run, leaves too many pitches over the heart of the plate. And once again, the lack of control from both of them, it's disappointing. I saw a couple people on Twitter making great points about Caden Dana specifically. If you don't know, he gave up 3 runs in the top of the 7th inning. And it really feels like there is a bit of a disconnection between, you know, what his strengths are and what he's, using, if that makes sense. Felt like there was a couple different opportunities to have different pitch selections, using a variety of pitches in a different way. I know a few people on Twitter were not liking the use of the changeup at times, saying, use that slider. That should be the knockout pitch. That's been the knockout pitch during during his time in the minors. And the best example of that being in the top of the 7th inning when things fell apart. This is when Caden Dana came into the ball game. So again, it happens right away for him. And that's the most disappointing thing. When Caden Dana comes in the game right away, there's issues. He walks Otto Lopez first at bat. That's always a horrible sign. And none of the pitches were close. None of the balls were close. Walks him in 5 pitches. The 4 balls were nowhere near the zone. So he's instantly got no control. Lopez, speedy, steals second. He's able to strike out Kyle Stowers. And then he walks Wagaman on 6 pitches, gets him in a full count, but just strictly the bottom of the zone there, which I understand, but feels like you need to change up the eyesight a little bit. It ended up being an easy walk or an easy couple of takes until that 3-2 pitch where he just misses a fastball at the knees, strikes out Liam Hicks right after that. So unlike Soriano, who gets out of innings with a double play, Caden Dana is able to get you those strikeouts in clutch moments, but unfortunately it was all for nothing because with 2 on and 2 out, a 1-2 pitch to Norby, some people are saying this is an obvious slider situation. You get lucky on a changeup on your first pitch of that bat, you kind of hang it, it's fouled off. Then you throw a ball outside on a fastball. You throw a fastball in the corner for strike 2. And guess what? You throw them back-to-back fastballs on the outside. Imagine if you threw a slider on the outside corner, have it break away. It's going to be pretty hard for Norby not to swing or at least think about it. Instead, he throws a changeup that he didn't, have great control of in his appearance this inning, and he hangs it, and Norby is able to hit a deep fly ball. Only went 361 feet, but able to get the home run there, and that was very, very frustrating. That kind of just, it was obviously those were the 3 runs he gave up there on the 3-run shot. He was actually okay the rest of the way. He had a 1-2-3 top the 8th, and the top of the 9th, he did have a walk and a single that he allowed, but got out of it with a double play. But I think it's just a matter of knowing the pitches that work for you is going to be the biggest thing for Caden Dana. And I don't know if that's a him thing or that might be a coaching thing. Why is he being told to throw changeups and not sliders in certain situations like that one, where he's not locating the changeup throughout the inning? And he also just had absolutely no control when he came into the ball game, which is also not surprising as well. He's not meant to be a long reliever, and it's his first game, immediately gets called up and immediately is put into a tough situation where it's just a 3-1 ball game at that point. So I don't think that he was set up in the best way by the coaching staff in this one. A, being put in a situation he shouldn't be in, and B, maybe not being told to throw the right pitches in the right situations. As for Soriano, just another game where there's kind of always people on the bases, and when you flirt with that, you're always going to give up some runs. Despite that, it ends up being an okay outing. I mean, only 3 earned runs for Jose Soriano, but kind of right away in the first inning, a walk and a single, right? So right away, there's going to be action. Second inning, there was a walk, a couple things that allows Liam Hicks to get to second base, and then a 2-out single from Ronnie Simon on a hard hit ball to left field. That makes it 1-0, right? You're flirting. There's always at least 1 or 2 guys on base at all times, right? So, he had a 1-2-3 top of the 3rd, kind of settled into it, but then in the top of the 4th, 2 singles, right? So he's kind of always got guys on the bases, and I think for Soriano, it's not really a learning thing. For Caden Dana, it does feel like a learning thing. Learning how to come into a ball game in the middle of it instead of starting it. Learning how to, pick the right pitches at the right times, trust your slider, stuff like that. For Soriano, I think it's just going to be a matter of time. He's eventually going to develop into a true strikeout pitcher as well. He's got nasty stuff. but for some reason, he still feels like a thrower a little bit more than a pitcher, right? He just throws that sinker, tries to get the ground ball, throws the slider occasionally, but eventually he's going to become a true pitcher and be able to have better pitch sequences and not have guys constantly getting contact and getting on base. And he walked too many guys, right? Top of the fifth, he starts it with the walk, and that's what starts the big top of the fifth inning. He goes walk, single, single. And just like that, the bases are juiced. He ironically gets the double play ball on a great play from Luis Rengifo and Zach Neto. But it doesn't matter because a run scores and then Loggeman gets a base hit that made it 3-1. So disappointing that both Soriano and Caden Dana, two guys that we have a lot of hope and faith in for our future, they weren't able to come through today for different reasons, right? And the irony in what I'm saying is I'm saying all that, and they only gave up 6 runs. So we still need to talk about the lineup. That was arguably the weaker point of the two. It's just the lineup has been so amazing for the last 8 games plus that it would feel unfair to criticize them for just having a weak game here today. So we have to talk about the pitching, obviously a very important aspect of this team's future with those two guys. And I think they'll get better. I mean, they'll get better. Caden Dana, we know he's going to be kind of up and down between the Angels roster and the minors and everything. Soriano will be fine. He was great last year. He'll be great this year. But yeah, ultimately they fell short today, and the Angels pick up their first loss in 9 games. We're going to take our break, and when we come back, we'll talk briefly about the lineup. Just 2 runs today, despite 9 hits, and then we'll also get into a crazy and also unfortunate Vegas story from me today. We'll do that after our break here on the Locked On Angels Postcast. Now, once again, today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are in full swing. You saw that butt whooping today by the Timberwolves over the Thunder. But every night, whether it's a night like tonight or the crazy Knicks-Pacers series, it delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments. Whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. And FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live. With player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays, fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. I used FanDuel when I was in New York, with the only time I was able to be in a state where I could bet, using FanDuel, and I had a great time. Great interface, very efficient, which is important when you're trying to do live bets in real time. So if you're new to FanDuel, it's the perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Back here live on a losing edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast. Angels fall 6-2 to the Miami Marlins on Saturday night. Their 8-game win streak finally snapped. Very disappointing, but still the opportunity to win tomorrow, make it 3 consecutive series with a win, and that would still be winning 9 out of 10 games. 9 out of 10 games heading into your very, very interesting series against the New York Yankees. Apologies. I know a couple things. I know the energy is a little bit low on my end. In all honesty, I'm exhausted. I wish I was lying. I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. So very, very tired. It is Las Vegas. And also bummed about the loss, as you all are. But yes, I'm probably under the weather a bit. Vegas being Vegas. But we have to talk about the lineup and why it fell short today. Because if you look at the box score, you see another game where the Angels have enough hits to win. They had 9 hits. Ironically, they score more runs on less hits in a lot of these games, but 9 hits, you strike out 7 times. That's actually not terrible. What went wrong for the Angels? Well, they went 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Not awful. Could be better, but not awful. The Marlins went 4 for 14 with runners in scoring position, though. They were, pretty good. But mainly, it just kind of stuck out, and it kind of shows how much we've been using it. 2 things. It's pretty simple. The Angels didn't hit a home run tonight, and they only had 1 walk, right? That kind of tells you it, right? As much as we love, and trust me, I love to see a game like this, in all honesty, where if you're going to have a loss, have it be a loss where the Angels have 9 hits and 7 strikeouts, not a loss where they have 13 strikeouts and 4 hits, right? So we still had many guys have great performances. Sean goes 2 for 4. Neto 1 for 4 with the run. Moncada 1 for 3 with the walk. Taylor Ward 1 for 3 with an extra base hit, an RBI, and a run, right? Soler goes 1 for 4 with an RBI. Rengifo 1 for 4. Adele 1 for 4. So kind of everybody contributed, but nobody blew up in this one. No one had, a 3-hit game. No one had 2 extra base hits, right? No, so that was annoying, right? But I'm not too worried about it, right? If the Angels are making contact or have 9 hits or only striking out 7 times, then I'm okay with that. They're going to get walks in future games. They always do. Nolan Sawhill usually does at least once a game, and they're going to go deep, right? As much as there's a lot of debate about it with the Angels community. This team, they do hit home runs, right? And we're not going to act like that's a bad thing. So people in here saying that we want to see Lugo in the lineup. Absolutely, I think it would be nice to have a new kind of a little bit, an Energizer Bunny type of plug him in there type thing. And like Larry's pointing out here, Adele got picked off at first. That is absolutely right. That hurt us, right? When there's base runners and not extra base hits, you need to take advantage when you're on base. And a guy like Joe Adele, who is a speedy guy, for him to get picked off instead of being an asset on the bases, that was frustrating. But more, I don't want to get too worked up about it. You had 9 hits. You weren't able to convert enough. 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position isn't even that bad. You just didn't hit a home run. You didn't get on in any other creative ways. There wasn't an error from Miami. They weren't hitting a bunch of batters or anything like that. We've kind of had some luck with that as well during the streak. But the main thing is, it's hard to see many games where the Angels are going to score a lot of runs without hitting at least one home run. It just feels like that is kind of mandatory because there's not a lot of speedy guys in this lineup. There's not a lot of opportunities to have a double, score a guy from first, right? Or a base hit, even score a guy from second consistently, right? So, they'll be fine. They'll absolutely be fine. And maybe Ant is in here saying, the team just went 8-1 in a 9-game span, and all the couch coaches are telling them what they need to do different. Lol. Yeah, I hope you're not directing that at me because I'm saying, nothing to sound an alarm for, right? 9 hits, we'll take it. The pitching could have been a little bit better. There's just some things that could be changed there, but the Angels are fine. The Angels are fine. They'll win tomorrow. I'm calling it right now. They're going to win tomorrow. They'll have a series win, and they will. Thank you for clarifying. They will not. They will win tomorrow. I'm calling it right now. They'll have made it 9 out of 10. They'll have made it 3 straight series with a win, and we'll be fine. We'll be fine going to the Yankee series. We'll be feeling real, real good. But again, I could kind of feel it. Honestly, even just doing this, I do feel a little under the weather. Definitely very tired. So we're gonna wrap this one up. Before we do, another reason why I'm doing tonight's show because of this crazy story. And so, obviously, you guys know I was in Vegas yesterday. Was able to just time it correctly and be able to do the show. Today was fully not supposed to be able to do the show. Was supposed to be out right now, at a club with with some friends, doing what 23-year-old would do in Vegas. But today I had my wallet stolen, folks. So really, really freaking unfortunate. I was in the lobby of my hotel, minding my own business at the tables like one does in Vegas, and looked away, looked back. I don't know if my wallet fell out of my pocket briefly or if it was on the table. I honestly don't remember fully, but looked away, took about 10 steps away from the table, came back, and it was definitely gone. And then the reason I knew it was stolen is because about 5 minutes later, one of my credit cards had multiple charges on it. So immediately the thief started trying to, use the credit card, immediately stopped all the cards and everything. And yeah, but the real unfortunate thing is, yes, I had some money in there in terms of cash. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. It wasn't anything crazy. Yes, my credit cards were stolen, but that's okay. I can, block them like I did. The main unfortunate thing is my ID, was in there, and the thief, the jackass, whoever he was, didn't even, right, didn't even, think kind enough to leave the ID on the ground and just take all the money and credit cards. He took the ID with him, so I'm not able to go to anything really in Vegas the rest of the weekend. So that's the unfortunate thing. That's why I'm here tonight. In all honesty, I wasn't planning on it, but literally the event that everyone's at, I couldn't get into, right? I don't have an ID. When they go gamble, I won't be able to do that tonight or at all tomorrow, the entire day. So the good news is that I did the show today. The good news is that I can do the show tomorrow for sure. So day game tomorrow, the Angels playing at 1 p.m. They're going to win the series. I'm telling you right now. So we'll be here tomorrow. We'll be here tomorrow, and we are going to enjoy a win, right? So, Well, I'm just reading the comments that everyone's saying. But yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow. That's the good thing. And maybe a Dodgers fan stole it. Lol. I love that. Um, thank you for the advice there, Larry, as well. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's a bummer. It truly is. But trying to look at it on the bright side, had a great time. Uh, but Alex says Gavin looks out of it. I know I look tired, guys. I know I look tired. Okay. I'm in Vegas. I slept for 4 hours. In all honesty, I was gambling till 7 a.m. today, literally from like 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. I had a great time and was really looking to go have a great weekend. And then my wallet gets stolen about 5 hours later. So I'm exhausted. The only bright side, I'm able to do the show today. The other bright side is I will be a little more caught up on sleep today than everybody else because I won't be able to go out. So I'm going to chill out right now and get some sleep. I'd wake up tomorrow, watch my beloved Chelsea hopefully get a win and a must-win match for them, the last game of the Premier League season, and then we do the postcast at 4 p.m. tomorrow. So looking forward to that. Appreciate everyone for being understanding. And unfortunate situation there, but we make the most of it. So Angels lose 6-2. In case you forgot, we were talking about a baseball game. Angels lose 6-2. Starter could have been better. Reliever certainly could have been better, and the lineup just couldn't get the runs in time. So it's all good. Go, 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 go Angels tomorrow. Go Chelsea tomorrow. I don't care what Ant says there. Go Chelsea. Go Angels. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Saturday. It's still a 3-day weekend. It's still a great win streak that we had for the Angels. So no reason to hang any of your heads. Have a great weekend tonight, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. I'm going to go get some rest because clearly I need it. Take care, guys.